Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and today we're taking a look at a Golem strategy for tournaments. As you can see, I've got a Golem poison deck set up right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple replays, and then we'll finish off with a couple live battles. So here we are, guys, facing off against a giant poison strategy. Now, he does have the Inferno Tower in his deck, which is just my luck. My first battle using my Golem deck, facing off against an Inferno Tower. But I'm going to go ahead and use the pump as my opening move, because I'm lucky enough to have it in my starting hand. Now, the location that you use the pump is pretty important. If you're facing off against a miner deck or a rocket deck, then you want to use the pump in the middle of your base. But if you're facing off against a poison strategy, go ahead and use it in the corner of your base. And considering 95% of my battles today have been against giant poison decks, I'm going to go ahead and use it in the bottom left corner. Now, he's setting up a pretty strong push here. Going to go ahead and use the mini Pekka as well as the Mega Minion in the back to take out the support troops first. You always want to try and focus down the support troops first before you take out the giant. And because I don't have any defenses in this deck to distract the giant, I'm forced to soak up a couple hits on my tower. But thankfully, he uses Inferno Tower on defense, which just kind of equals out the elixir trade on that push right there. Gonna go ahead and use a second pump in the bottom right corner here and just keep cycling. With this Golem strategy, ideally you want to have at least 2 pumps down by the time the double elixir period hits. Gonna start doing a slow push here on the right hand side with that Golem, and my opponent is going to start setting up a slow defense using the Musketeer behind the Cane Tower, and that's going to be a perfect opportunity to get huge value for a poison spell, damaging the tower, damaging his elixir pump, as well as the Musketeer. And the great thing with that, guys, is I'm killing all of his defensive troops, so I don't have to worry about a counter push, and I'm also taking out his elixir pump, so that later on, I don't have to be worried about being overwhelmed by all that elixir that he has flowing in. Golemites making it to the tower with the Mega Minion as well as the Musketeer in the back. Another poison spell going down. I've already cycled back to a second poison spell, doing work to the tower, and at this point in the battle, I had the elixir advantage, and I also had the damage lead. Even though he is ahead by 1 elixir, I do have the pump in the corner there. Gonna go ahead and use a second pump in the corner as well, because my tower on the left hand side is already down to 1700 health. But my opponent here making a pretty interesting choice and using that Zaz spell on both pumps as well as the tower. Not really sure if that was worth it. If you think it was, let me know in the comment section below. But keeping the pressure on, setting up another push on the right hand side. My opponent trying to set up a counter push here. Now, if you guys have to set up a counter push, ideally, you want to do an immediate counter push at the bridge to force your opponent to immediately spend elixir on defense. Otherwise, I can just keep supporting my push on the right hand side. And because of this, he only has a Musketeer and a Giant on the left hand lane, which means a mini Pekka by itself can take out the Musketeer and then go on to take out the Giant with only taking a little bit of damage to my tower. Golem getting past the Inferno Tower with the help of that poison spell. Another poison spell going down, damaging the Musketeer as well as slowing down the tower. And slowly but surely overwhelming my opponent, taking out that tower and giving myself the 1 crown lead. And with only 11 seconds left here, unless my opponent has a rocket and a lightning spell hidden somewhere, I should be able to hold out for the 1 crown victory. So here we go, guys, getting the 1 crown victory over a giant poison deck. Let's go ahead to the next replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against another giant poison deck. Like I said before, about 95% of my battles today have been against giant poison strategies. Definitely makes me die a little bit on the inside every single time I see one of these strategies being used. Now, even though you might be saying to yourself, this Golem deck that I'm using right here is extremely similar to a giant poison deck, I'll tell you guys, the Golem is a lot harder to use than a giant is. If you're doubtful of that, go ahead and try out a giant poison deck and then try out a Golem poison deck and see how much of a difference there really is. Gonna go ahead and use the poison spell on that tower as well as the pump, because I'm not really ready to set up an offensive yet. He's going to start doing a slow push on the left-hand lane, and I'm going to start setting up a slow defense on the exact same lane. And I got to tell you guys, this little exchange here doesn't really work in my favor. I end up taking a ton of damage to my tower because my opponent is setting up a pretty strong push. So Giant, Musketeer, and Mega Minion in the back there. All of my troops are targeting onto his Giant, of course, which allows his support troops to take out all of my support troops, which allows his Giant, as well as all the troops, to make it to the tower, doing work for him. And like I said, guys, this opening exchange doesn't work in my favor. I take a ton of damage to my tower with that 1 push, but let this be a lesson to all of you guys, never give up in a battle, because even though things look really bleak from this opening exchange, I do make an epic comeback and win the battle, so never give up, even if it looks pretty doubtful that you'll win in a battle. Musketeer going back getting a couple pot shots, and even with that 1 counter push with that Musketeer, his tower is all the way down to 1700 health, and I'm already back into the game. Now, lesson learned, against a slow giant push, you don't want to set up a slow defense because 99% of the times they'll just beat you at that. So I'm going to start setting up a push of my own with the Golem on the left-hand lane. He's going to set up a giant push on the exact same lane. Golem versus Giant right here, guys. Now, the only downside is I used my Golem a half second before he did, so that means my Golem will meet his Giant on his side of the arena, so he'll have his Crown Tower support, whereas I won't. Gonna go ahead and use that Poison Spell, damaging the Musketeer, as well as the Mini Pekka. Now, thankfully, all of his troops are locked onto my Golem, which allows my troops to kill his Giant first, and then take out his support troops. Golem exploding, taking out the Musketeer. Of course, a Poison Spell with a Zap Spell takes out a Musketeer from full health, but a Poison Spell and a Golem Explosion also does the same thing. Golemite still tanking the tower, Mini Pekka going there with 1 health left, taking it out, giving me the 1 crown lead, and with 39 seconds left in this battle, I'm going to try and be super aggressive and go for that 3 crown victory. He's trying to defend here, gonna go ahead and use the Ice Spirit to freeze that Mini Pekka, and allow the Musketeer to get like 3 more shots on that tower, doing like 600 extra damage to that tower, for the 1 elixir cost of an Ice Spirit. That's why I keep saying in almost every single video, guys, the Ice Spirit is one of the most overpowered cards in the game right now. Now, setting up a pretty clutch defense here with the Mega Minion as well as the Musketeer. And the great thing with that is he spent 5 elixir on a Giant, didn't do any damage to my tower, and I also have a ton of defensive troops going back on a counter push. Now, with only 3 seconds left, there's not enough time to get the 3 crown victory, so I have to accept the 1 crown, but let's go ahead here and do a live battle. So here we are, guys, facing off against a level 9. Hit him up with the all good luck there. We do have the Pump in the starting hand, as well as the Mini Pekka, and the Ice Spirit is my next card. So that gives us a pretty good defensive option if he comes in with an immediate Hog Rider push. But he's going to go ahead and pump up on his own. So let's see here. Last time I used the Poison Spell to damage the Pump as well as the tower, I got punished with a pretty nasty push. Do we want to wait to see? There's the Hog Rider, like I said, having this Mini Pekka as well as the Ice Spirit available. -1 elixir trade, but now he has to counter this Mini Pekka. We'll have the Zap available for, Does this work? Does it work? No, not worth it. Wasted up 2 elixir there. Oh, sad face. I hate wasting elixir. But getting huge value right here. This makes me unsad face. There we go. And we've cycled to another Pump, which is always good. So Pump going down. We do have the Mini Pekka once again. He has a Pump of his own, though. So here we are, guys, with the Mini Pekka as well as the Ice Spirit once again. Come on, freeze it. There we go. No hits off. No hits. This time, I shall not make this mistake of zapping. There we go. Boom, and boom again. There we go. Even with Crown Tower support, guys, we traded Mini Pekkas. Always nice to have that happen. Let's go ahead and zap this. Oh, I thought I hit zap. I wanted to save the Poison Spell for my push on the right-hand side, but maybe he has an Inferno Tower. Maybe it was a good thing that we did not zap. Let's go ahead and do this with another Pump right here. Ice Spirit here. Thankfully, the Mini Pekka was distracted by the Hog Rider, because things would have been pretty bad if not. So there we are, guys. Golemite's exploding. Mega Minion going up on the left-hand side, putting on pressure. That's not even the lane that I wanted to push. But thankfully, the Mega Minion taking out his Mini Pekka, doing me a favor there so I don't have to deal with that counter push. Let's set up a pretty strong push right here. We're going to soak up those Spear Goblin hits. Just because, Fireball going down right there. But thankfully, after the Mini Pekka, let's go ahead and Mini Pekka this. Now let's go ahead and use a Mega Minion here. Let's go ahead and poison right here. Actually, you want to save the poison for the incoming Minion Horde. Never mind, we had the Ice Spirit down. I think we should be good. Oh, look at that Ice Spirit, guys. Look at that Ice Spirit action. Oh, Fireball. Does he zap? It's too late anyways, guys. The Mega Minion's on the tower. Tower's distracted. Zapping this right there. Let's go ahead and use this Ice Spirit here, guys. And boom. He's got no chance of coming back from this. Mega Minion right here. There we go, guys. We might even get the 3 crown here. Let's just be super aggressive. Come on. Zappage. There we go. Musketeer finishing the tower off in T-minus 1 hit. There we go. Getting that 3 crown victory. That's what's up. Let's go ahead here and do one more live battle. So here we are, guys. Final battle of the video. Hit him up with good luck. I'm actually really enjoying this Golem deck. Like I said before, even though it's pretty similar, if not exactly similar to a Giant Poison deck, but just with the Golem is a lot harder to use than a Giant is. And if you have doubts about that, try it out yourself. You'll see that the Golem is a lot harder to use than a Giant is. So what is he doing here? Ice Wizard. Let's use a Musketeer back here with a Ice Spirit for Frozen. Frozen, I said. Let's go ahead and use this. Mini Pekka in the back doing a bit of work for me. He's dropping the WoW. Let's him up the WoW back. Guards will be killed by the Musketeer. Let's go ahead and pump up right here, guys. Ignore those Spear Goblins. Just soak up a bit of chip damage to the tower. Oh, the rocket. Cry face. Oh, the rocket. Let's see here. The thing against a rocket is the ideal location for a pump is in the middle there, but when you already have a pump down, you have no choice but using it in rocket location. Hit him up the thumbs up there. Let's see here. He's got the Valkyrie, the Musketeer, the Ice Wizard. Now the Ice, if he has an Inferno Tower, I'm screwed. Because the Ice Wizard Inferno Tower combo destroys all tank units, guys. The Ice Wizard is so dirty. Let's use a mini Pekka right here. There's the Inferno Tower, guys. And Zappage right now. Boom. Zappage. And there we go. Oh, guys. That Inferno Tower, though. Thankfully, though, the Golemite's making it to the tower, doing a bit of damage. But like I said, the Inferno Tower Ice Spirit combo is just so strong. It's going to be pretty hard for me to come past that Inferno Tower with the Ice Wizard there until the double elixir period when it can cycle faster. So, unfortunately, that was kind of a lesson learned. Let's start setting up another push here. Thankfully, his Ice Wizard just went down, so hopefully we can take it out on my side, and then maybe he won't have it available for a push. Come on, Zap, come up here. There we go. Boom. And let's go ahead and use a Mega Minion right here. There we go. And let's pump up right here, guys. We have 3 minutes in overtime in tournament battles, so there's no point, absolutely no point to be ridiculously aggressive with things. Let's go ahead and Musketeer here to support that that Golem, sorry. And let's go ahead and use another Mega Minion here. Pumpage. Pumpage location is not good here, guys. Let's zap right here. Boom. Mini Pekka right here. I just want to keep cycling. Let's poison this, guys. I want to keep cycling and just kind of wait till I have an opportunity to attack here. I want to try and cycle back to another Zap spell because he's probably going to come in with a Goblin Barrel. No. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's start setting up a push here with this Golem. We got to be careful now, though, because at this point, with him using chip damage with that rocket, you have to be very careful with that. Let's go ahead and pump up here, because if he rockets that, then I'm okay with that, because let's go ahead and do another Golem here. Because if he rockets that, which is okay, then he won't have it available for his for my tower. Sorry, I'm distracted by doing this battle, guys. I don't mean to be, but I am trying to focus on winning here. This is what I mean. Sometimes doing live battles while commentating is kind of tough. But if we get this poison spell up, it will be GG. 2 Golems making to the tower, hitting up the poison spell. There we go. Good game. Anyways, guys, that will be the end of the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.